Hi guys and girls, welcome back to Watch the Time. Thanks for tuning back in, thanks for coming back to see me. I'm really pleased you've done so, and I'm exceptionally pleased about to bring you another Baltany. I've been meaning to bring this review for a while. I spoke to Robert over at Baltany. I'm really sorry about the delay. I've just had an awful lot going on, private life and stuff. But I'm really pleased about to bring this watch to you. It's not the first homage of this watch that Baltany have done, but is it the best? Some colourful options. I went for the purple dial, just because I haven't seen this dial before on this watch. Generally, I just thought it looked really cool. Excuse my cold, I'm still really bunged up and stuff. Time of year, weather changing and all that. But Baltany are a brand that I love. They're a brand that really cut their teeth on AliExpress. I do think they're going to start moving into the more micro brand space now. Would love to see some original designs from them. I think that's all that's missing now. Get into some original designs, and I think Baltany are really cooking. Their finishing, their attention to detail, the stuff they do really well, the movement choices are bang on. And I think they've got everything there to really kick on now. I want to see some original design. This is an original, but we're going to go through the bits and pieces because I think it's an exceptionally well-made watch, especially for the money, which I'll bring up how much it cost in front of me. But as I say oftentimes, is it all that in a bag of chips? Is it worth your investment? Is it worth your time? We're going to work that out together. I'll leave an affiliate link in the description. They've also got a website. They've got lots going on now, Baltany. Lots and lots going on. But like I said, I'll leave some links in the description. But we're going to get there together. Get yourself a nice beverage, a nice brew, because it's about that time to get the camera turned around and get on with it. Hi guys, so this is the watch, usual sort of package you get from Baltany. I've been meaning to bring this for a while. I've just had so much on. But yeah, I like the travel case they give you. I've taken off 5 links for it to fit my wrist. So yeah, plenty of room. Comes with a warranty card, instruction manual inside there, screwdriver, signed warranty card, all that good stuff. But this travel case is pretty cool. It's one that you can keep using, which I'm all in favour of. It's nice when you can keep using something. So it doesn't just become redundant. Comes on a bit of leather as well, just yeah. And then what I'll do is I'll put all this to the side, and this is the watch in all its glory. So this is the Baltany. This is the S4094. Few colours to choose from. I went for this one just because I've not really seen this colour variant of this watch, or the watch it's homaging. So wanted to have a little look at it. But yeah, a few colours to choose from. Inside the watch, it's running a Seiko NH35 movement. I don't need to talk about this movement for all that long. Any one of you that's collecting watches or come across watches on, yeah, you'd have seen this movement. It's a reliable, rugged movement from Seiko NH35, also known as a 4R35 within the Seiko watch. 41-hour power reserve, 24 joules, 21,600 beats per hour, all vibrations. But yeah, rugged, reliable, does the Bezel. And this runs around in about 5 seconds fast a day, which you take all day long. Yeah, so that's the movement. The construction of the watch, aside from the crystal on the front, is all 316L stainless steel. So you got a high polished case, brushed case back. You got a mixture of brushing and polishing on the bracelet and on the clasp. But generally, all 316L stainless steel. And like I say, mixture of brushing and polishing throughout. So that's the bezel, crown, case back, solid end links, bracelet, clasp, crown, all 316L stainless steel. The case thickness of the watch is 11.5 millimeters. That does become 12.7 with that Cyclops. The case diameter, I measure from the 8 to the 2. It was coming in at 38.8 millimeters. When you go from the 9 to the 3, including the crown, it was coming in at 41.7 millimeters. The lug width on this is 20. That does taper down to 16 and back up to 18.5 millimeters at the clasp. And the lug to lug, the tip of the watch, you'll be pleased to know is a true lug to lug, given it's got a female end link to the center link, and it was coming in at 47.5 millimeters. So I think they're pretty good proportions there, guys, generally speaking. The bezel is a fluted style bezel. I think it's chrome plated for it to get that sort of effect. But yeah, looks nice. You've got the crown situated at the 3 o'clock position, signed with the B for Baltany, which is also on the top of the dial. Screw down crown, high polished. Case back, sterile. I'm not a huge fan of these case backs because it's a little bit more tricky to access the movement if you need to, like if you want a regulator or something. So, but that's what they've gone with. Nice bracelet. You got brushing and polished at the center, individual links, a 5-piece, polished at the side, screw pins, just making it nice and easy to size up as and when you want to. Fully milled clasp. They've actually put a reasonable amount of micro adjust on there, given the clasp isn't very big. Fully milled, signed with Baltany on there. Yeah, brushed, polished facets on there. Like I said, mixture of brushing and polishing throughout the watch. And as always with Baltany, their polishing's done very, very well. One of the things that I feel like they've become known for really is their polished surfaces. Done very well. No smears and stuff. Looks very, very nice. The crystal covering the dial is a sapphire crystal, as is the Cyclops, which I'm pleased to report. I've had watches in before where the crystal, the Cyclops is mineral and it's got sapphire. But yeah, so it's all sapphire, which is good to know. The water resistance, you'll make out down at the 6, is 100 meters. So that'll give you 10 atmospheres of water resistance, and the weight's going to appear in the top right. So with those 5 links removed, it was coming in at 126.9 grams. So not a lot of heft, but I suppose when you put those 5 links back in, it's probably about 150, which is kind of roughly where a lot of watches of this sort of size and stuff sort of fit in. So yeah, probably not surprising. But let's have a look at the dial in a bit more detail. So it's a nice sort of purple sunburst dial. I like the way it plays with the light. Looks really cool. You got a minute track in the shape of a railway track going around the outer edge. You got yellow markers at every hour, and inside that you got applied Roman numerals. So what they've done, you got Roman numerals everywhere except for the 12 and 3. The 12 o'clock, they got the B for Baltany. I don't mind that. I'm glad they've not tried to put in the 12 as in a Roman numeral below that, put the logo and Baltany. It'll just start looking messy. And I think they wanted to have the continuity of having their logo, which I don't mind. So, and at the 3 o'clock position, you got the date. But what I do like, the Cyclops really, in terms of how it works, is kind of optimal on this watch. When you have it straight, it kind of does what it's supposed to do. It zoomed, I think it's 2.5 times magnification, which is pretty standard, but it's centered really well in that Cyclops, which is cool. Like I said, applied buttons in terms of the numerals, applied logo. The Baltany, in terms of the script writings, has been printed onto the dial, as has the automatic 330 feet, 100 meters. Maybe that's something the Baltany could have been applied, but it's not. But the logo is above that, so I suppose there's a bit of a trade-off. High polished hands, high polished indices, good proportions on the hands. I was interested to see when I got this watch in. I was thinking to myself, I couldn't see an awful lot of areas for the loom, and it's where it proved to be in what I thought, what I expected, to be honest. So I'll bring that up now. The loom isn't amazing. It is a dressy piece, so it doesn't need to be good, but I think it's one thing that I possibly would like to have seen a bit more of, a few more areas where there is loom applied, but it definitely helped it to have decent loom, whereas now it's okay for a real short burst, but it doesn't last very long. There's not enough area for it to have been applied. So yeah, maybe the loom is an area on this watch where they could possibly think about improving it, because there's a lot to like about this watch, but the loom is just an area where I found it to be maybe not in keeping with the rest of the watch in terms of quality. In terms of the movement, you'd have seen it in H35s before. If you take the crown out, it does hack. What we'll do, we'll scroll through to see where that date changes over. Basically bang on, good to see. And you'll see, as I was saying a moment ago, it sort of fits in the window very nicely. We're going to go to about the 7:08 position now, and then I'll put the crown back in. You'll see the second hand will start back up again because it is a hacking movement. Take the crown out to the first position. If you scroll towards you, you can change the date. We know it's in a safe position now because it's sort of 7:08 in the morning. Between the hours of 8 PM and 4 AM, please don't change the date because you may end up causing problems. You'll see in the rehaut as well, you got Baltany written on there, very synonymous with the watch it's homaging. But and then when you put it back in, when it's unscrewed from the case, you can turn it to put some juice into it. And then after that, all you want to do then is just screw it back up. As easy as that. So that's everything going on there, guys. Let me just pop it on the wrist quickly, give you an idea what it looks like on my wrist. One moment. Okay, so guys and girls, this is what it looks like on my wrist. My wrist is a 7¼ inch wrist, just for your reference. And I've taken 5 links out for it to fit my wrist. I'm using one of the levels of micro adjustment. But generally, It wears really well. I probably could use one more micro adjust, but I like it a bit looser fitting. But going to fit a plethora of wrist sizes, and I think it's a gorgeous looking piece. But as ever, and more importantly, what do you all make of it? Okay, so guys and girls, that would now take me swiftly on to what I think is pants and Pukka about the watch. If you've ever watched before, you know I always start with pants. I like to go on a high with Pukka. So what I think is pants about the watch. It's not a great deal. I think this is a superb watch. I like the way it's all been done. The only thing I'm going to mention is the loom. The loom was an area that I felt like when I was wearing it, I didn't really see much. So I did a degradation video. You'd have seen it wasn't really great. Not in keeping with the rest of the watch. It's not an expensive watch, and I'll bring the price up in front of me now. But I still think, given how good the watch is, the loom could have been a bit better. So that's all I'm going to say for the pants is loom. But I think it's Pukka. Loads more. Really cool looking piece. First thing I'm going to say is a sapphire crystal. I love me a bit of sapphire crystal. And I do like the fact they put it on the Cyclops. What I'm also going to say is the crystal clarity. Again, another area that I do love from Baltany is their crystals tend to be crystal clear, which is fantastic. The dial, the purple's really nice. I like how rich purple is. It makes me think of Cadbury's. Very nice sort of lush purple. The applied logo up at the 12 o'clock position. Yeah, I like the way that's been done. I like the way they've integrated it in. Some people won't like it there, but I'm not hating it. The Cyclops, I'm not a big fan of Cyclops, guys. I've said before, I'd rather it not be on the watch. But this one's centered fantastically. So I like the way they've done that. And obviously it's sapphire as well. The rehaut I mentioned a moment ago, as you go around, you'll see Baltany is continued to be written around. Obviously no points for originality, but nice execution. The size of the watch, I think they made a slightly smaller one, and I think there was a yearning to get a slightly bigger one made, so that's what they've done. The finishing, generally, the way they do their polishing and stuff is just phenomenal. So I'm always going to like the finishing on a Baltany watch and the general look. So I'm not saying it's an original design, because it most certainly isn't, but I think they've nailed it. It looks really nice. Nice sort of polished elements and stuff. Adds a bit of bling. You're going to get some comments on it. So they're the things I'm going to say for Pukka is a sapphire crystal, crystal clarity, dial, applied logo, Cyclops, rehaut, size, finishing, and the general look of the watch. And that'll take me on to, would I recommend this watch? And guys and girls, this isn't going to be for everybody, but Baltany are a brand that I would love to move away, maybe also from AliExpress, just be a standalone brand. I think they've got a bit of credibility now. They're really making some nice stuff. The only thing that's missing a little bit is some more sort of original stuff, which I'm hoping they do. But as ever, I really love Baltany. They're a brand I really respect, going a long way. And yeah, I definitely would say pick one of these up, guys. Do look for the best price for yourself. I'll leave a couple links in the description. One's AliExpress, which affiliate link. The other one's their Baltany store, which isn't. So yeah, definitely. But guys and girls, as ever, please let me know what you think about this watch. And maybe any other watches you may want to see on the channel. And as always say, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And always watch the time. Take care, guys. All the very best.